Hey guys, this is Stu from Stuart Scale Models, and this is my final reveal of the Sherman. Reason being because I've actually got her finished. So this stage of the build, she is done. And she has come out like a shiny penny, and it's actually the intention, well, the weather effect I didn't intended actually, to be honest with you. Because I wanted to depict a Sherman coming in from the Ardennes forest through Bastogne, obviously all muddied up from the terrain it's actually driven over, and obviously very battle weary and worn. As you can see here, I've achieved that effect with the help of MIG products as well as AK, UMP as well, and Tamiya's, and value gear for the storage set as well. I have to say that value gear storage set really does make this kit. The level of detail on it is absolutely stunning. It really is, and you can see more on most of the Facebook modelling sites that I've posted, because I've actually taken some stills, guys. I literally got this kit finished around about 45 minutes ago, and I've been busy posting photographs for all you guys out there, so I thought you would have a look anyway. Anyway, I have to say the kit itself actually fell together very easily, as is to me as usual standard, and it's the first Sherman I've done in, oh god, must be about 19 years. So all told, I would heartily recommend you go out and actually buy one, whether it be this one with the howitzer or the 75mm or the Easy 8. They're all extremely good kits. And not recently, I actually got an early version, the M4A1 of Tamiya's, which I think you've seen an inbox review of previously. Anyway, the build itself, it was very simple, very easy, and I was surprised at the way the tracks fitted so easily, because I'd actually got myself some aftermarket ones in, and I needn't have bothered. They've actually gone on very well, and they're virtually workable, but I haven't got them workable anymore because obviously I've glued the tracks to the actual main bogies now, so it can't move. But normally I don't go with their plastic tracks, but this time I had no problems with them at all, and I have to say, hats off to you, Tamiya. You've done good. You've done very good. Obviously I got the value gear storage in, which was on the recommendation of Sebastian Schoof of Dutch Modelling, and used some of the storage on the kit as well, which is mainly at the front. And then basically once the build was done, I used a little bit of perfect plastic putty and a few little excesses, there was a very few, to fill her, and then obviously put the old black Steineres down, which levels beautifully. And then the next process was to basically put down the base coats, which was Tamiya's olive drab, and it came up a lovely shade, I have to say, because I've used olive drab with other brands before and they've come out far too dark. This was just spot on, so that was good. And then I basically clear coated the whole vehicle, including the tracks, after I put the base coat down on those as well, which was gunmetal. And then it was a case of what was done next. Oh yes, I decaled them, and the decals went down extremely well with the odd micro set. I had no film issues with it at all, which is most unusual because they're normally a blooming nightmare to me, decals. So well done again to Mia on that. And then after that, another clear coat, and then I used UMP's whitewash for the first time, and it went down, sprayed down beautifully. And then all I did was just wet a few cotton wool buds just to give it that worn look. After that, I sealed it in again with more clear coat, and then basically put down a dark dirt wash to let the detail pop up. No, in fact, sorry, I made a mistake there. I basically then painted all the value gear and the tools on the detail painting, and that took me the best part of a week, I can tell you. So once that was done, it was on to clear coating again, and then putting the dark dirt wash down, which went on beautifully, and then removed the excess with, again, more cotton buds. In fact, I went through a whole packet of them. But it came up beautifully, so I was very pleased about that. And then I added the AK's chipping from their rust set. No, I think I went a little bit overboard on the turret, unfortunately, but it came out all right in the end. And then after that, it was a case of just adding pigments to the tracks, which I did first off. And then obviously the next process after that, as I did today, was basically I thought, blow it, I'm going to muddy her up. I did. Muddied her up and then added a few fuel streaks around the openings for the fuel tanks as well. And then once that was done, I added AK's rust around the turret as well. I don't know if I can zoom in because this is a new phone I've got, so you'll have to bear with me a minute, guys. Can I zoom in? No, it won't let me. Ah, that's a pain. No, unfortunately I can't do that, not on this phone. For some reason this phone doesn't allow me to do zoom in, unlike my old phone. Hey, that's the way it goes. If I just pull it forward a bit, you can see a few rust streaks around here. In fact, if I get the turret off, hang on, let's see if I can get it off. Well, unblowed, it came off easy earlier. Ah, there we go. Right, as you can see here, I put a few rust streaks in around the observation port, just down by the hatch here and at the back, and thin that out with a little bit of AK's thinners, just to give it that streaked effect. And I also used a streaked effect as well with the streaking solution from MIG. So there you go. And then once that was done, I went over with a pencil on the fine detail just to show up the detail, especially on the 30 cal. That's really come up like very well, as you can see there on the edges, etc. And then as you can see here, the last thing I ever did with this was basically put the clear over the vision ports there. Okay. And then what else did I do? I'm trying to think now because it was quite involved. And I think yeah, I'll just put the AK mud wash set enamel wash on underneath, and whilst that was drying I added the dark mud pigments of MIGs as well, and got it on the top here, and then just basically patted it down with a little bit of a cotton bud to blend it in. After that, the next process was basically to add the flex paste to the tracks to give that impression as though it'd been through snow, and on the front here. And then the next process after that, around just the front and the back here of the tracks, I just added some of their glue, PVA glue, and then just sprinkled some of their own snow underneath it to give it the impression that it picked up snow as it came in. And then, as I say, the final process was the rust streaks, and then the vision port, and then finally I just touched up the machine gun at the front there, and that was it. Oh, and then added at the back to give it the smoked effect was use some black pastels, although I think I went a little OTT on the back there, and then just at the end of the barrel here to give it some sort of smoke effect, as it were, so it had been fired. And that was it basically, guys. That was the end of the build on this particular kit. And judging by reactions on most of the stills I've actually posted on most modelling Facebook sites, including ISM, Amazing Scale Modelers, Open Air Model Shop, Red Dragon Models, Styrene Syndicate, you name it, I posted it. And also on Google Plus, so you'll be able to see the stills on any of those sites. So there you go. I would heartily recommend, if you haven't built a Sherman, go out and get one of Tamiya's kits. They are lovely little kits, and added with the stowage sets as well, it really builds into a lovely kit. And I couldn't recommend it more enough, to be honest with you guys. So there you go. That's the end of this update. Next thing to move on to is basically I've got to finish painting up the Kubelwagen, touching it up where I've repaired it. I've had to cannibalise another one, which was a desert version, but hey, that's the way it goes. And then I've just started painting the figures, so I should think the next update will be on the Kubelwagen, or possibly it might be the final reveal. As and when I get around to doing it, I don't know. And I'd also like to thank everybody for their support following my rather rant video at a certain Facebook site. Needless to say, the person involved, I think, is now regretting it, and so he should, because it's not really cricket, as they say, by talking to someone like that. Because all you end up doing is losing people, and he certainly lost me. Anyway, enough of that subject. As I say, I'm very happy with the way she's turned out. Lovely little kit. Looks really good once I add it to the actual diorama base, and I'm glad I blended these in with it because it looks really quite effective. So I'm really enjoying this, and it's all a learning curve, as they say. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon.